Okay, thanks. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Good evening, everyone. Mayor, I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Elmwood Park Mayor and Council for December 19th, 2024, to order at 7:01 p.m. On a roll call, we have council members Dennis. Here. Fasolo.
Here.
Golovic. Here. Pellegrin. Here. Troisi. Here. Council President Sheridan. Here. Mayor Coletti.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you all doing tonight? I can't hear you. There you go. We got a good night here in store for all you folks. I thought we were giving something away for nothing with all these people here tonight, but we are giving away some trophies and recognition. And I guess that's telling me to... Oh, okay. All right, but first we must do what we must do, which would be for everyone to please stand for our prayer and flag salute. Oh God, our Father, we ask you to bless our meeting, which we entrust to your fatherly care and protection. Please remove all selfishness and prejudice from our hearts and implant therein a keen sense of justice and a greater love for you and our neighbors. Guide us in our deliberations so that our decisions will always please you and bring your peace and happiness to our community. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Whereas Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of the State of New Jersey require at the commencement of every meeting a statement of compliance be read by the presiding officer. Now, therefore, be advised that the meeting requirements for this meeting have been met by publishing a special notice in the Record and Herald News, and also by posting such notice in the office of the Borough Clerk, as well as in a public place within the municipal building. Also by notifying interested citizens. Said notice was posted and transmitted on January 6th, 2024, and published on January 10th, 2024.
Okay. First up, we have approval of minutes. We have the November 7th, 2024 work session meeting, the November 7th, 2024 executive session, November 21st, 2024 special executive, November 21st, 2024 regular meeting, and the November 21st, 2024 executive session.
May I have a motion to approve the minutes? Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Pellegrin, second by Council President Sheridan. Our roll call, we have Council members Dennis. Yes. Fasolo.
I'm going to abstain on the November 7th minutes, and then yes to the rest.
Okay. Golovic.
Yes.
Pellegrin.
Yes.
Troisi.
Yes.
Council President Sheridan.
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, we will have a presentation by the coaches of our EP Crew soccer team. If you can step up to the mic, please.
And introduce our U11 EP Crew Lions Division and Division 1 Blue Jays. They were champions last spring 2024. And then two additional teams, U14 Eagles and U15 Coyotes, that were champions for the last fall season. So four teams were doing very good this year. We had seven teams altogether last season, and four of them won championships. So very great accomplishment, I think.
I'm getting sick and tired of seeing these people here each and every year. Don't you ever lose?
So we competed, like all those teams competed against teams from Wayne, Livingston, Madison, Denville, Morristown, Hackettstown, Chatham, Bridgewater, Hapatcong, all the Morris County teams. And so we had four champions and then two additional teams in second place. So, for example, our Coyotes scored 53 goals last fall and conceded only 12. And Eagles scored 23 goals and just let in 15 goals. So very, very good result. Thank you, coaches, for doing great job with the kids, and also thank you to the parents for bringing them to the practices, to the games. Also, we are grateful for our trainers that we work with and everyone in the town, especially our rec director, mayor, and council, everyone that gets us the fields, permits, and all that is needed for our games and practices. Thank you all so much All right, so we want to announce the first team, Lions, that's for spring of 2024. All right. We have only a couple of players, right?
Everybody's on vacation already. So.
Some of them couldn't make it, so holiday season, I guess. So
We're gonna start with Capital.
They're probably signing some big league contract right now.
Yes, that's
possibly, yes. Okay, Christian Pichak is the captain. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Ariel.
Stand over here, okay? Line up right there.
Ariel now. Okay.
And
There next to your friend.
Martin Braga.
the coach.
And coach Christopher Piechak. Congratulations.
Okay, we got more. Okay, thank you.
We also have Sebastian Lopez. Ciao, Sebastian.
Thank you. Congratulations.
All right. Sebastian. Oh, That's it?
That's it.
That's it for the team. Okay. You want to take a picture with the
Yes. Mayor.
mayor? Yeah, that's part of the team.
Council.
As part of the team. Sebastian, Ariel, bring the certificate upside down. Smile. Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we are inviting here Blue Jays, Division 1 champions. Lionel Acuna. Congrats. Trevor. Matt, no? David Amundsen. Congratulations. Noah Carpio. Great job, guys. Great job.
Where do I go?
Picture?
Okay, next team. Coyotes.
Nice. Nice set. Good, thank you. Good job, guys.
Now U15 Coyotes. Ilan Acevedo. Jose Manuel Calixto. No, Jose. Ethan Dennis. Jason Gonzalez. Nathan Guama. Aiden Hernandez.
Excuse me.
Stefan Ilioski.
Congratulations.
Zachariah Khalifa. Jason Mora. Felix Pajot. Leo Ramirez. Gabriel Ramirez. You were very dedicated and helped out, so very good. Alex Rivera. Danielle Terranova.
Looks like a press. Looks like a press.
Mateusz Walusz. Nikolai Witt. And Brenda Pereira. You're welcome. Great job. And coach of this team, Coach Brendan Rivera. Good job.
Okay. You go on your knees and you. Yes. Both my teams. He's here? I'm not saying so.
Guys, look here and smile. Hold on, I'm not there. I'm not even there yet. Brendo, where are you?
Sebastian, over there. Sebastian, over there.
Where do you get the jersey from? London.
And the fourth and last team for tonight, U14 Light 1, Eagles. Okay, Hassan Abu Saba. Leandro Arancibia. Antonio Cabrera. Haidar Gilali. Ryan Grazet. Ryan Gomez. Timothy Halbert. Mustafa Hossein. Dominic Kalinowski. Gabriel Marani. Stefan Markowski. Michael Maru. Paul Osicho. Paul. Felipe. Padilla. Brendo Pereira. Gabriel Ramirez.
Brendo. Get in two rows.
Arba Spatiu. Arbian. Okay. Dominik Świetoniowski. And Zlatko Udinowski. And coaches. Coach Diego and Coach Luis Cabrera.
And
Guys, make a room in the middle. Is okay? Great. Live.
attention.
Guys, do the minutes.
This organization has been in here for the last 3, 4, 5 years, consistently winning and winning and winning. And as this young lady had said earlier on, it takes 3 components. It takes that administration has to be strong and consistent. Then there's the coaching aspect of it. And then the last leg to make it as successful as this was is you, the parents. And when you put those ingredients together, you end up with a night like tonight. Great job. Council, what do we want with council?
All the kids in the front, the counselors on the back.
Let's let them make their comments now before they lose all these people. And then we'll, yes, start off with you, Kevin.
Okay. I just want to say to the parents, thank you very much for traveling all over for your children. I want to say congratulations. And the coaches, you guys are doing a hell of a job. Congratulations.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. I just want to say, oh, I'm sorry. That's okay.
So congratulations to the EP Crew soccer team. Your accomplishments are not only a testament to your talents, but also to the dedication of your coaches and your parents for supporting you in this. Without them, you will not be able to play your best. So give your parents and your coaches a round of applause. Keep up the good work and keep winning.
Yes, I just want to say how amazing you all are. You're here each and every year because of your dedication and your hard work. Our community is proud of each and every one of you, and it's because of your parents, your coaches, but it's because of your hard work. We're also proud of all of you. Every year we look forward to seeing you, and we know you're going to be back again. So keep up the hard work. When you work hard, this is what you get. You succeed, and you have victories like this each and every year. So we're so proud of you. Congratulations. Go home, be very, very proud of yourselves, and thank you for all you do for our community, coaches, and parents.
I don't care who this upsets, but Elmwood Park is clearly a soccer town. Am I right? Coaches, players, parents, outstanding. Congratulations. Keep it up. All the best. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of you. You are here every year with your continued success. I wish you nothing but success in the future for this program. Thank you to the coaches and the parents. And you guys are learning great lessons here as you move forward, making new friends and learning the values of sportsmanship. So congratulations.
Crew, congratulations. I enjoy watching you guys here year after year, time after time, come back here and make Elmwood Park proud and bring back home the championship. I've had the honor of watching at least one team each week work hard and get the championship, and I just want to say congratulations again to the Coyotes. Whether it's your first year or your last year in the program, you guys have been influenced by some amazing coaches. And I just have to put it out there that the coaches you have are on multiple sports in Elmwood Park, and they are multi-winning championship teams that they've all been on. Whether it is basketball, baseball, softball, or soccer, you have some amazing coaches. So coaches, thank you for being dedicated to all the programs in Elmwood Park. Thank you for continuing to bring home our championships and making us look good. Whatever you're doing behind closed doors when we drop them off, we appreciate it. You're making it great, and we thank you for your support and dedication. And of course, parents, been there, done that. I'm sorry you're still doing it. But your dedication to the program is phenomenal. Thank you for dedicating so many hours on a Sunday or a Saturday to these children and to the programs. And you guys deserve the same amount of congratulations as the team players. Hopefully you guys are back again next year and have a wonderful break. Congratulations.
Just one more thing that I'd like to add. They also support our Residents Assistance Program, the People's Pantry, and they bring food to those in need. So besides all they do with sports, they show kindness and generosity to people in need, and I wanted to mention that tonight. So thank you all.
But you're gonna play soccer, right?
Huh? Nah, that's to be seen yet.
Okay, at this time, I would like to call forward Linda Colombini. We have a presentation from the Homeowners Association. We're going to give her a minute to come forward. Yes. We're just going to wait a moment for the room to clear out.
So we got, did you start here?
It's like usually some Benedict bread from Newark. They do it. They do like a bring players for around the world, and then you know they give you a scholarship, and then they win all the high school.
That's all right.
For my brother, he's from Peru. Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Stay with it. All right? Stay sharp. You too. You follow in his footsteps.
Lisa.
Lisa?
One of the things
Okay. You gonna play soccer? Are you playing it?
yeah,
You're kicking, huh?
with Alina.
And you would have become a lawyer. I was here. You would have become a lawyer.
Previous year, he was a second place. Now see the star.
But you got to get the gap too. So you got to utilize that too. I mean that in a good way.
You'll see me here next year, though. Play with me. He was a senior. Now he won the cross country division. Also,
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sorry.
Okay, so once again, we will have a donation presentation by the Homeowners Association. So I would ask for Linda Colombini to please come forward. Alongside Council President Sheridan and Councilwoman Troisi.
I don't know what to say. Again. You're here again. We can't get rid of you.
Oh, well. Well, once again, we're honored to be here. I don't think so. Why? And I got to stand behind, oh, there, okay. So once again, we're honored to be here, the Homeowners Association, to present you with this check in the amount of $3,000 for the Vietnam Memorial. All right, all right.
Nickname Mrs. Claus. And as long as you come around this time of the year and bring checks like this, you're always welcome here, Mrs. Claus. For those of you that don't know about our plight to get to the point of where you can go down the street very close from here, Van Riper Avenue and the boulevard, and you see a statue of the Vietnam soldier. It was an idea that started 4.5 years ago. It caught on like wildfire. People like this standing next to me got on board. Members of the council got on board, and we raised the whole amount, which concluded last week with a $5,000 donation. Now, this brings us over and above, but we've had some hiccups, like any normal procedure that you're not familiar with. There was no blueprint on how to do this. We had to just step by step, especially considering that we were raising the money not from your tax dollars, but from private individuals. That made it very, very difficult. But it's nights like this tonight here, we can stand here with the statue up. We have made some mistakes on the plaque, and we missed some names that came to us later on. And by the way, I think we should cutoff date, Mike, January 31st cutoff in terms of anybody who feels that their relative or were missing their name on that statue. They should get that information into the clerk's office, and we'll rectify it. But that would be the cutoff date. Ladies, in agreement with that? Sure. All right. Okay. We've got to keep everything democratic here then. So this here check brings us over and above, and will help pay for that correction on the plaque. We thank you very much, Linda.
It's our pleasure.
You and the homeowners.
And this will be the last time I'm here this year.
I don't know about
I'll
that.
see you next week, next year.
I don't know about that.
Next up at this time, we have recognitions from the Board of Health. So I would like to call forward Board of Health President John DiMarzio and board members Doris Wechsler and Lucia Intrieri.
Hey everyone. Firstly, I'd like to thank our Elmwood Park Board of Health members. We have Jeanette Randazza, who is our treasurer. We have Juliana Golombeski. We have Lori Spravero. We have Doris Wechsler, who is here with us. We have Lucia Intrieri, who is our vice president. And then we also have Clarissa Proctor. And our Board of Health Secretary and Registrar is Shanae Morris. We have a lot of thanks for her and all the hard work that she's done, and also Lorraine Pellegrin, who is our Board of Health Liaison. There are so many people to thank for the events and for the things that they've given to us, and we truly appreciate every one of them. We've had our Board of Health event, Elmwood Park Celebrate Seniors. We're going on our 5th year, if you can believe that. So it goes really quickly. And we are grateful we have the Board of Health budget, we have all the volunteers and people that are helping us out, and without them, we couldn't do it all. So 3 years ago, we decided to have recognition for all the volunteers and what they've done and the services they provided, because without them, we couldn't do it, you know? So I would like to, Shanae actually has the certificates, and we have a few people here tonight that we would like to acknowledge. Oh, they're here. Okay.
They're right here.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if they're here. Okay, Jessica. Okay, we have a couple people. I mean, you know, the weather unfortunately has its impact on people. The first person we would like to acknowledge would be Elizabeth Longo. Elizabeth has been with us for since almost the beginning, and she's also here at other events, and she mans the table, she gives out the information, and due to, you know, circumstances, she's not able to be here tonight, so we have Doris accepting on her behalf.
On behalf of Elizabeth Longo, she's got a heart of gold, just like our other recipients tonight. All our volunteers, they give well beyond everything you could think of. It's what they do from their heart. It's for the residents of Elmwood Park and our seniors. So I'd like to accept this. Thank you so much.
You have both, right?
I only have one.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. You got one? I know, it's my phone. On behalf of Jennifer Randazzo, which is in every occasion, every year, she does so much for us, for not just for the seniors, but everything, and she's always there. With her boyfriend, which is, his name, I don't know, Michael Lundke. So I'm accepting both, and I'm very happy to say that these people are great. Every time they're there, they're always there. Thank you.
And also, they've been with us every year for the past 4 years, and God willing, going forward, they'll be here as well. And due to circumstances, they couldn't be here either.
Really quick, sorry, John. I would like to call forward Council Liaison Lorraine Pellegrin to present the certificates. Thank you. Never mind, continue.
Okay. Okay, the next folks we have are, and they've been doing this for several years, it's a husband and wife team, and they're actually just wonderful, giving people. And we have Ed Valenzuela, and actually Ed was with us, and he's done a lot because, like for the example, on the streets, he helped us mark the streets for all the vendors. And if you know anything about that, it takes a lot of time to do that because we had chalk, we did the streets, we numbered, and it just took a lot of time. And we were so grateful for for him to do so because it's just a lot of work. It's very laborious. And then we have Serena, his lovely wife. And Serena is a godsend too because she was actually with us from the beginning too, and she has her administration skills and her Excel, which really help because with that she was able to help us with the vendors and the locations on the street and to help us become much more organized. So we'd like to recognize this great husband and wife team.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Stay right here. For those of you that don't know, we're under the auspices offices of the county as far as the health department goes, but we have our own board members naturally within the town. This gentleman here has been the president for how many years now? 4 years. And what he did was he thought outside of the box, went beyond the requirements for president and board members. He created a senior celebration day that has become part of our culture here in Elmwood Park. And it's a glorious day. It's all dedicated for our seniors. And this man and the board members that you see here are all responsible for that. Let's give them a hand.
We just have 2 more. Lastly, we have 2 gentlemen. One of the visions that I had was to have like antique and classic cars for the seniors to, to look at. And that's really a very hard task to get because it's hard to get people to commit to these events and it takes a lot of work. And there are 2 Joes. We have Lentini and Joe Santos, and they're from the American Cruisers, and they were able to get like some of the people to help to show their cars, and they were antiques and classic cars, and they were absolutely beautiful. And it really just added such a great element. We've been trying to do that for 3 years, and they've been with us for all 3 years. But one year there was a hurricane. The next year it was inclement weather, it was rain, so we really, we couldn't use the cars because they're beautiful antique and classic cars. But this year, finally, we had a beautiful day. We had sun, and we would like to recognize them for the things that they've done for us because they were really a beautiful part of our event. And it's Joe Lentini and Joe Santos from American Cruisers.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Do you want to say something? Yeah. Do you want to say something? Because I know that you love the cars.
It was a pleasure being part of this event, and the town doesn't realize that the time you spend on the event, you spent every second of that day trying to better the event, make sure everything went fine. So really, the event is all around John, more so than anybody else, I think.
Well, it's also like the mayor is
The
actually the
mayor,
one who
yes,
picked the choice of the car.
I remember.
Yes.
You will be between the Model A and the other hot rod with the big blower.
Yeah, I recall very well.
He's the
Yeah.
fellow who owns the Model
Okay.
A. Thank
You
you.
want to take a picture?
2 beautiful vehicles, by the way. Got a picture of a dinosaur there.
Me? What are you doing?
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you once again.
You done? Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Let's have some council comments on the last 2 events that we just went through here. Pam, we'll start with you on your end.
Thank you, Linda Colombini and the Elmwood Park Homeowners Association for the generous donation towards the completion of the Vietnam Monument. This project is a perfect example, of what can be accomplished when the community comes together. To the Board of Health, to the Board of Health volunteers, thank you for your time. Your contributions help make the event a success. John, you've always done a wonderful event. I always enjoy being there. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Ms. Sheridan?
Thank you, Mayor. I want to say thank you to Linda Galbini. I've been with her going on my 3rd year now. She's always there for the town. Thank you. I'd also like to say thank you to the Board of Health. I was on it back about 4 years ago. I realize all the hard work and everything that you put into it. And John, great job.
Thank you. Ms. Pellegrini?
Yes, thank you to Linda Colombini and the members of the Homeowners Association for yet another generous donation to the Vietnam Memorial. Your commitment to giving back to our community is evident in all you do, and I mean that from the heart, Linda. You work really hard all the time to constantly give back to all of us in the community and make things better, so we thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations to the Board of Health members that were recognized and all the people that volunteered. Senior Day is a wonderful event that we give so much to our seniors. John, you put in a lot of work, and so does all the Board of Health members. RAP has been a part of that also for the last 4 years, and we're proud to be there to also help. It does a lot for our community to all be together like that, and for our seniors to realize just how valued they are. And that day definitely makes them stand out and makes them feel valued. So I thank the Board of Health as your liaison. I see all the hard work that is put in by everyone. It's not one person, it's a team effort. And I just want to say good job by everybody, and thank you all.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Dennis?
Thank you, Mayor. Again, Linda and the Homeowners Association, you're back. We always appreciate seeing you and your generosity towards our initiatives and projects in town, so thank you again for all the hard work that you do for that. Board of Health organization, I remember thanking you guys in October, but I will thank you a million times over. You brought something unique to Elmwood Park we never had before. You kind of put an event out there that no other town is doing, so now if they do it, they're copying you, besides the county. I'm proud to attend the event. I am privileged to have been a part of the process and to see how hard you guys work from behind the scenes. And we know we give a lot of credit to John, but we know that John has an army of people with him that help him all year long plan these things out. And you guys put on such a phenomenal event again, but you give back. And John's biggest thing was making sure no one pays for anything. It is a event where we give back to our seniors, and we honor them, and we respect them, and give them a day of just appreciation. And you have succeeded at that initiative every single time, and your entire team should be proud. I hope that your team continues to grow and works together. I know you're celebrating 5 years next year, and I am still going to be here for a resource for you guys, and I want to see you continue to make this go on and on. Thank you to all the volunteers that have helped, whether you're borough employees or just regular residents or outside organizations. It's appreciated, and we thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Mr. Fasolo?
Thank you, Mayor.
Oh, excuse me. Councilman.
Thank you. He did say Councilman. Where was I now? So I just want to make a notice that both of these things, both the Veterans Memorial and the senior event, isn't possible without the hard work and dedication of our residents. Almost every meeting, we're recognizing people because Elmwood Park is full of dedicated volunteers and great citizens. So John, I want to thank you for that great event that's becoming part of our fabric, and the Homeowners Association for their dedication to all of our events, and not only the Veterans Memorial. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Golombek?
Confirmed. Thank you, Mayor. To the homeowners, thank you so much for your continued generosity. I'm sure we'll be seeing you guys in the future. A lot of towns do events for seniors. Majority are just throwing a couple tables out there, and it's an hour, and they kind of check off the box that they did it. Elmwood Park, thanks to our Board of Health under Mr. DeMarzo's leadership, it's a whole nother level, a live event with character, with life, and we thank you for elevating the town through that, and look forward to seeing, I hope one day to attend this event. Like, in all seriousness, as a senior many years from now, I hope it has that kind of legacy and standing in this community. So thank you. I know. So I've heard.
Thank you, Councilman. Moving along. Ms.
Yes.
Morris?
Next up, we have appointments. We have Resolution R-385-24. To the Borough Council, I hereby nominate, and with your advice and consent, appoint Giuseppe Randazzo as municipal judge for a period of 3 years, term ending December 31st, 2027. Respectfully submitted Mayor Robert Coletti. Resolution R-385-24. Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that the appointment of Giuseppe Randazzo as municipal judge for a period of 3 years at a cost not to exceed $45,000 from account 01-2010-43-4901-011, effective January 1st, 2025, term ending December 31st, 2027, and the same is hereby confirmed.
May I have a motion on the resolution?
Second.
Any discussion? Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say something at this moment regarding our choice. He's a gentleman that actually worked for this town years ago as our town attorney. He went on to become judge in other towns. I had a brief conversation with him a couple of days ago and was to welcome him on board. And I said to him that, Joe, you've always been a fair person, and what more could you ask in a judge than being a fair person? As a matter of fact, he's with us tonight. Joe, will you please stand up? I'm assuming. Boy, these guys are keeping me on my toes tonight. Call the roll, please.
First by Pellegrin, second by Fasolo. On roll call, we have council members Dennis.
I'm going to abstain from that, Shanae.
Okay. Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Pellegrin,
Yes.
Choisey,
Yes.
Council President Sheridan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have ordinances on second reading. We have Resolution R-386-24, introduced ordinance number 24-25 on second reading, whereas a public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending Borough Code Section 4-34.2, license required, fees, expiration to allow an additional towing license, was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, November 21st, 2024, and that further consideration of this ordinance will be taken up at this meeting, and whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given the opportunity to be heard concerning the same. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending Borough Code Section 4-34.2, license required, fees, expiration to allow an additional towing license, passed on final reading.
May I have a motion to open to the public?
Second.
Anyone from the public here to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance alone? Later on, we'll open it to the public for any type of comments. All right, with that, I'll close the public portion on that. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance? Call the roll, please.
First by Pellegrin, second by Fasolo. On roll call, we have council members Dennis.
Yes.
Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Pellegrin,
Yes.
Choisey,
Yes.
Council President Sheridan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have Resolution R-387-24, introduced ordinance number 24-26 on second reading, whereas a public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting Borough Code Section 26-13, privately owned salt storage to prevent stored salt and other solid de-icing materials from being exposed to stormwater, was introduced and passed in a meeting held on Thursday, November 21st, 2024, and that further consideration of this ordinance will be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance will be given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting Borough Code Section 26-13, privately owned salt storage to prevent stored salt and other solid de-icing materials from being exposed to stormwater, passed on final reading.
Motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Thank you.
Anyone from the public here to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance alone? If not, I will close the public portion. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
So moved.
Call the roll, please.
First by Pellegrin, second by Council President Sheridan. On roll call, we have council members Dennis.
Yes.
Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Pellegrin,
Yes.
Choisey,
Yes.
Council President Sheridan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have Resolution R-388-24, introduced ordinance number 24-27 on second reading, Whereas a public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance Repealing and Replacing Borough Code Chapter 21, Shade Tree," was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, November 21st, 2024, and that further consideration of this ordinance will be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given the opportunity to be heard concerning the same. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance Repealing and Replacing Borough Code Chapter 21, Shade Tree," pass on final reading.
Anyone from the public here to speak on this ordinance?
I need a motion to open to the public. Okay.
No one? If not, I'll close the public portion. Call the roll, please.
Mayor, before we vote on this, by looking at the ordinance, both the application fee and planting procedure says to be determined. So what are we voting on? It's not, the ordinance we have in front of us doesn't say any, but I mean, it says everything, but not the application fee or the planting procedure. It says to be added and to be determined.
Yeah, so there's no fee as of right now. You have to set that amount. And I don't know if the engineer ever made a recommendation in terms of this. This is originating from the engineer.
So why don't we wait for that?
Well, they want it to go into effect. I forget the exact requirement, but basically the reason why you're doing this is at the recommendation of the engineer. There's some state program that requires that you have this shade tree ordinance in place. So we're trying to get it into effect ASAP to satisfy whatever requirement it was. Do you remember what it was, Sinead, specifically?
No.
Yeah. But for the time being, there would be no fees until you decide to designate fees in the future, if you so decide.
Kyle, what's the deadline?
I don't know that there is a deadline. I just know that the engineer asked us to do it sooner rather than later. I think it's been something that was lingering for a while.
I mean, is it something I could wait an extra meeting so they can determine the prices and fill out the...
I don't believe you have any prices right now. You know, offhand, Sinead?
I know if you don't read it tonight, it would have to be first reading in January. So
Correct.
in February, is that too much of a break before they get these, or are we missing the deadline?
You would need advice from the engineer on that. All I know is that the engineer sent it over earlier in the year. There was some delay. I don't know why, frankly. But you know, he asked us to move forward with it when he submitted it for first reading back in, I guess it was November.
Are we good, council?
I just, like, does our building department know what's going to be expected of them? Because this place is a lot, and I think it's all good stuff, tree enforcement, because there's no enforcement right now.
So, and it is
Cut
a
down
model,
trees.
it's a model
Right.
ordinance coming directly from the state, again, whatever agency it is that requires it for the program. So it's largely not discretionary except for the to be determines and some of the more periphery things from what I understand as the engineer laid it out, in fact.
I'm just not comfortable voting on anything that just says to be added at a later time.
I'd like to
without
make,
any timelines or anything.
I'd like to make a motion to table.
There's a motion on the floor at the table. Is there a second?
Second. Oh, did Lorraine second it?
Pam did.
Oh, Pam, all right.
Do we need to vote on the tabling? Yes.
Yeah.
Call the roll, please.
Okay. So a motion to table by Councilman Fasolo, second by Councilwoman Troisi. On roll call, we have Councilmembers Dennis,
Yes.
Fasolo,
Yes.
Golobeck,
Yes.
Pellegrin,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Sheridan.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. This ordinance is tabled. Moving on to our consent agenda. We have the following resolutions. Resolution R-389-24, approval of payroll. R-390-24, approval of bills list. R-391-24, award proposal for professional services, Alima Group Borough Park Phase 2 improvements. R-392-24, award Cherry Hill Park paving. R-393-24, resolution authorizing tax exemption for disabled veteran, 125 Mill Street, aka Block 1710, Lot 10. R-394-24, resolution authorizing tax exemption for disabled veteran, 93 Miller Avenue, aka Block 705, Lot 22. R-395-24, resolution to refund tax-exempt disabled veteran. R-396-24, resolution to refund tax-exempt disabled veteran. R-397-24, approve the 2024 Fire Department Clothing Allowance. R-398-24, authorized to enter into grant agreement. R-399-24, appointment of police towers. R-400-24, leave of absence of firefighter. R-401-24, approved block party request. R-402-24, approval of transfers. R-403-24, authorized release of performance bond. R-404-24, resolution to approve the consent agenda.
Motion on the consent agenda. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Pellegrin, second by Fasolo. On roll call, we have Councilmembers Dennis.
Yes.
Fasolo.
I'm going to recuse on 397-24, yes to the rest.
Okay. Golombek.
Excuse me. Also recuse on 400-24.
Okay. Golombek.
Yes.
Pellegrin.
Yes.
Troisi.
I'm going to recuse on 397-24 and 400-24, yes to the rest.
Okay. Council President Sheridan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have departmental reports, zoning board meeting minutes from October 23rd, 2024, Board of Health meeting minutes from October 14th, 2024, and the library board meeting minutes from October 21st, 2024.
May I have a motion to accept the departmental reports?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you.
Mayor, this concludes my portion of the meeting. I will turn it over to you for council reports.
Okay, let's change it around here a little bit. Let's start off with you, Mr. Goldenbeck.
I'd like to wish all my colleagues, the employees of the borough, the residents, a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Wish everyone the best. Lots of luck in the new year. I also want to acknowledge and recognize Councilwoman Tanisha Dennis, who, barring some emergency, and things can happen, but barring any kind of craziness, this is her last meeting as a council member for this term. I want to thank you for your service, both as a colleague, a friend, and a resident. You care about the town, brought a very different perspective to our group, and it's been a pleasure and an honor to work with you. I'm positive you'll be involved in the town in all sorts of ways that you're already doing, and I'm fairly certain, we'll see you back in this arena someday. So thank you again, and I wish you all the best. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Goldenbeck. Councilwoman Pellegrin.
Yes, good evening, everyone. My police update. On Saturday, December 21st, the Elmwood Park PD North Pole Express will be traveling around the streets of our Elmwood Park community, bringing treats to all. Santa and his team will be driving around from 11:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. and will be at the Recreation Center parking lot from 4 to 5 p.m. for anyone that missed them and wants to take some pictures. The Borough of Elmwood Park and our own Park PD will be having their annual holiday decorating contest. To enter, you can email tcoaches, K-O-C-H-I-S, @elmwoodparknj.us or call our community policing department at 551-329-8183. Judging will take place on Monday, December 23rd. Certificates will be awarded for first, second, and third place. Our menorah lighting ceremony will be held on December 26th at 6 p.m. on the corner of Mola Boulevard and Market Street. Residents Assistance Program update. Over the last week, we held our annual toy shop, and we helped over 80 families in need this holiday season. We thank everyone who donates to make this all possible. We appreciate all the kindness and generosity we receive all year long. A special thank you to my RAP coordinators, Angela Fava and Dion York, and all of our volunteers who work so hard for this program. Thank you to Chief Feligno and his team for always being there to help and support this program. Community helping community truly makes a difference. I thank you all. And I just want to say one thing about that. Until you work the store and work the pantry and see the people in need in this community, you really can't imagine how many people need our help. And this community comes together as a team and makes it happen. So from the bottom of our hearts, we want to thank everybody that helps us. We appreciate all of you, and you're doing tremendous work for those who really need your help. My Chamber of Commerce update: on Tuesday, December 17th, the New Elmwood Park Chamber of Commerce held its holiday party at our local VFW. Toys were collected for our Elmwood Park PD to bring to nearby hospitals for the children. We thank them for their involvement in our community. They've been giving back so much, our new chamber. This organization meets the third Tuesday of the month at 6:30 p.m. at our VFW. The next Board of Health meeting will be held on January 13th at 7 p.m. All are welcome to attend. And lastly, I would like to wish everyone a great holiday and a happy, healthy new year. May 2025 bring us all peace, happiness, and may our community continue to thrive and be blessed. And Councilwoman Dennis, I want to wish you the best. Thank you for serving our community for the last 3 years, and I wish you all the best in all your future endeavors. Progress, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Fasolo.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm very happy to see that tonight we approved the Phase 2 park improvements. Me, Councilwoman Dennis, and Councilwoman Troisi were at the fields and planning things out, and I'm glad to see that come to fruition very soon. Councilwoman Dennis, it's a little hard for me to see you go, and it's your last meeting, but I have never witnessed a councilwoman that has been more hands-on and dedicated to our community and our children like you have. It's definitely resonated with me. Every time I would call Councilwoman Dennis, she would be somewhere driving like a chicken without a head and going crazy and doing things not for herself but for others. And that's what really that quality that really struck me about you, is that you think about others before yourself. You will continue to do great things. You have strength, you have class, and you have dignity, and I'm glad to call you my friend. So congratulations. I mean, not congratulations, but good luck and best of luck on all your future endeavors.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President Sheridan.
Thank you, Mayor. On December 7th, we got the new Elmwood Park Pharmacy opened up on Market Street. We had the grand opening, very nice people. If you guys need anything, they're there for you. To everyone, I want to wish a happy and healthy holiday season coming up. And also, Tanisha, thank you for everything. It's been a long 3 years, but we managed, we stayed together, we had our differences, but my door's open to you anytime, and I'm sure your door will be open for me. So thank you for everything. Good luck to you, and good luck to your family. Also, I just want to mention again, January 30th is the cutoff date for the Vietnam Memorial. If anyone wants to get added on, please contact the municipal building, and that's it.
January 31st?
January
30th is cut off. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Troisi.
Thank you, Mayor. In November 2023, I was honored to be elected to serve the people of Elmwood Park, a town I've spent the last 43 years of my life in, and I have grown to deeply love. As an Italian American, I was raised with a strong moral compass, grounded in Catholic values, and I was taught to respect all people, regardless of the color of their skin. Since joining the council, however, I had been met with hostility from Councilwoman Tanisha Dennis. Ms. Dennis made several baseless allegations against me, resulting in unnecessary waste of government resources in an attempt to gain political leverage. Now, as her time on the council comes to an end, she continues to sow division through her political games while accusing me of racism. Recently, I shared a jiffy from Facebook's comment bar as I was celebrating the re-election of the council president and the arrival of a new council member. following Ms. Dennis's loss in the election. The post contained a very popular pop culture phrase found in a movie, in song lyrics, on apparel, hats, mugs, board games. In fact, it was used by former First Lady Michelle Obama on The Tonight Show as she described to Jimmy Fallon what she was thinking as she waved goodbye upon leaving the White House when Trump took office. And Robin Roberts, host of Good Morning America, directed the phrase towards Omarosa Manigault Newman after she resigned as advisor to President Donald Trump. And most recently, it was the #1 answer on Family Feud's season 23, episode 149, aired last week on December 11th, 2024. Despite claims by Ms. Dennis, the post was not about race. It was about the relief I felt having to no longer be subjected to her behavior. As I look forward to 2025, I'm eager to focus on addressing the real issues facing our community. I'm optimistic about working with a council free of the obstacles and distractions caused by Ms. Dennis's actions. I wish Ms. Dennis the best of luck, and I pray she finds peace. I also hope that she and others, like Elmwood Park Police Department Chaplain Barbara Marquez, will stop engaging in inflammatory rhetoric and using race as a tool to divide us, especially during a time when our nation desperately needs unity and healing. With that, I thank Ms. Dennis for her contributions to the community during her time on the council.
Councilwoman Dennis?
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate you letting me go last since it's my last speech up here. So I'll be my authentic self and speak as quickly as I normally do and go back into council business. So first off, just to reiterate, congratulations to all the children in EP crew and their families and coaches for a phenomenal season. It's been nice to sit in the audience all those years that my son was honored by the council, and then I was able to sit up here and honor my son and his team and all of his teammates as they continue to be so successful. That's a phenomenal soccer program we have, and hopefully all of our council members can find time to go out and watch them play. Thank you again to the Homeowners Association for their generosity again this year towards the Veterans Memorial. It's always appreciated. The Board of Health, again, good job. You hear all my stuff privately and publicly. Keep doing the good work that you're doing, and you'll always be supported by me. I had the privilege, someone asked, hey, Tanisha, where have you been? I've been in my car. And I've been at various events around Elmwood Park supporting our youth, as I've always done. So I want to congratulate the Middle School Production Theater Company for putting on a phenomenal, phenomenal show of Moana Jr. A little biased, that is my second favorite Disney movie after Lion King. But they did a phenomenal job, and I'm very proud of them. So I want to congratulate them on that. Tonight there's a band concert I wasn't able to make it to, but they always have a great winter concert, and they have one in the spring. So if you can attend when you get those dates, please join them and cheer on our youth. The tree lighting was great, had a great time. Thanks to everybody that came out. Chief, thank you for your comedic relief when the tree didn't turn on. I have watched that video a million times. I will share it with you. It is actually pretty funny. And the comments from the children were, wow, he's really good at improvising on the fly when everything went wrong and we still made it right. So thank you for providing those memories and continuing that tradition in Elmwood Park. Tomorrow is the Rex Christmas, and it's called like Recmas or something. You show up every year. I crash their party. The Rex staff puts on a phenomenal, phenomenal Christmas party and Thanksgiving event for all the aftercare kids. And it's always fun when the police department shows up to play Santa, entertain the kids, give out gifts, and they do their pizza parties and things like that. So if you guys can make it, please stop by. I just want to take a time to say my finals. I want to thank everyone that has crossed my path the last 4 years. And forever, I was saying 3 years, Terry, and I think it was today I started saying 4 years because it was 4 years ago that we met, that we started running for a council seat. And I really respect anyone that has the courage to throw their names into the pot and want to step up and do anything for the community, whether it's an organization, whether it's a committee, a board, or a council seat, or a Board of Ed seat. If you can step up and put your names in the hat, I commend you and I show you a lot of respect, and I have a special place in my heart for those people. We're a town of 21,000, and sometimes it's sad to see the same 10 people show up, but those 10 people will continue to show up, and we hope that we can add more onto that number. So again, you throw your name out there, you have a seat. It is a privilege to have these seats, and it's nothing that should be taken for granted. I've said that over and over. I have never taken my position for granted. I appreciate everyone that has voted for me and supported me. Just as I stop this, my family, I love you. I thank you for supporting me and allowing me to share my time and your time with others. And I thank you for jumping in those cars with me as we go out and service our community. And hopefully you've learned to not be selfish and to be selfless. And if you can give, you give. And if you can't, it's okay. Prayers are always a secondary option, and make sure you still do it anyway. I just want the council and anyone on their boards that have the privilege to serve their community to remember to govern all, to represent everyone, whether we're 0 to 99 or some people are 100. If you have this position, just remember not to service those that you may like, but you are to govern, represent everyone in your community, be the example and a role model, and not be a part of the issues. I'm trying really hard here. I said I wasn't going to cry. I encourage people to show up, to stand up, to speak out, and to speak up if you see something being wrong, if you feel wrong, if you see others being mistreated. It takes a village to get things done. It's not done by just one person or a couple of people. So be courageous, be strong, and on a same note, hate and negativity has no place in our community. I hate the word politician. I hate the word politics. I believe people use that to cover up bad behavior. And as Councilwoman Troisi addressed some things, I'm going to share a personal moment. Her and I had a conversation a few weeks back in the beginning of November, and I made a comment to her. I said, if someone brings a gun into my home, it is mine. If someone brings hate into my home, someone brings drugs into my home, it is mine. Someone brought hate into your group, it is yours. And what you do after that shows everything about your character and your integrity. It went in one ear and out the other, and I'm sad about that. I do not know Councilwoman Troisi on a personal level. We have worked together. We have always been cordial and respectful when we have been put on committees, or maybe I have. I don't know how she felt about it. We have gotten our projects done. We have governed together this last year, and we have made a lot of progress. And I'm very proud of that. I don't sit down, I don't diminish anything that we have accomplished together as a council or on separate committees. But what I'm not going to sit here and allow is an excuse for bad behavior. And when it comes to racism, it's a very sensitive topic that if you've never experienced it, you don't understand it. And there's people fortunate in this world to never have experienced it, to never have to deal with it. And I tell you this, if someone says to you that what you may have said or done is racist, that is an opportunity for a conversation. That is an opportunity for understanding, to enlighten yourself and expand your experiences and the people that you deal with. If someone came to me and told me that what I did was wrong or they felt slighted by it, I would simply apologize, try to undo it, and have the conversation later. And the conversation would start with, I don't understand. I would like to sit down and speak to you about it to help me understand it. I apologize if you were offended. That was not the intention. Little things like that go a long way. We wouldn't be sitting here if we all would hold ourselves accountable and the people around us accountable. I'm not here to Thank you. I'm not here to divide anyone. I met a gentleman on Sunday, and he says to me he has never experienced racism until he moved to New Jersey 3 years ago. And I was sad for that gentleman because he's only 19 years old. And I said to him, well, I have the same sentiment. We come from the same city of New York, and I have never experienced it until I moved to New Jersey. It is what it is. But I expected, as an adult, when I had a conversation with someone and I said, hey, I feel slighted by something you did, I expected a better response. I was met with hostility. I was met with them doubling down on it. I was met with their family members reposting it. And the GIF that was shared, since we did bring it up directly, was a GIF of a Black woman waving. When you put those things out, it can have racial undertones, which is what I said it had. And it still does. And when you point out where everyone else did it, that doesn't make it right. And the conversation should have been, why do you feel, right? Why do you feel it's racist, right? And is anyone else gonna think this is racist? It didn't go down that way. But to remind people what they did after the conversation and after the altercation, their family went online and changed the image to a woman on drugs. Okay, so you doubled down on it, and you doubled down on the bad behavior, and you spent weeks, 6 to be exact now, in the hateful group where hate is spread, because if you're not of a certain group, you're not even allowed in there, so it's supposed to be hidden now. This uncensored group is now censored from people who want to join the group, and you go in there and you're doubling down on it, and you're reposting it, and you're trying to justify the bad behavior. If half the people tell you that it's wrong and half people tell you that it's right, you should just have a conversation. But that's not what happened. Taking this opportunity to try to justify again what you did was wrong and trying to make it right is just showing how you don't take accountability. And I ask again that you be the example, be the role model, and not a part of the issue. And for those who are choosing to not address it, you're being complacent. And when you're being complacent, you're being accepting of it. And I'm not going to sit here and be complacent. I'm not going to sit here and be accepting of it. And whether my time on this council is up or not, if I come back, I'm not going to be quiet about it, because if it's wrong, it's wrong. And we have to hold each other accountable. We are role models to our youth. We are involved with children, and we should show them how to de-escalate situations, how to behave themselves, how to address people's concerns. We should show children how to address conflict in a positive way, and this is not what's happening. You're doubling down on it. You're choosing to not understand it. You actually went home and tried to research why you are right instead of trying to figure out why I told you you were wrong. We haven't had a conversation. No one else on the other side of this council has reached out to me, has brought it up in hopes that it goes away. But since you want to call me out by name, then I'm going to address it again by name. Councilwoman Troisi, I think your actions were, I'm going to use the word terrible for a second because I'm out of words at this point. I think that you could have fixed this. I think that it should not have gone on as long as it has gone on. I am saddened at the fact that you chose to, again, double down on it, justify it, research reasons why you're right and I'm wrong. To say that I'm causing a divide is insane, especially after I've already lost the election. I bowed out gracefully. You chose to start the altercation with me. Maybe you thought I wasn't going to see it. I'm not sure. Maybe you're shocked at how many people actually saw it and are saying something. But I want to thank all those that have reached out to me, that have reached out online, that have supported me, that have shown up, that have shown out, and that will continue to show up and show out until we stop the bad behavior and we become better role models. So thank you to the council for allowing me this opportunity to be up here. Thank you to the Elmwood Park voters for putting me in this position. I think I served you well. I did my best. I showed up. I helped, and I'm going to continue to do that with or without a title. And I was at a meeting on Sunday, and I met some phenomenal people. But I'm going to end with what the last comment that they made that resonated with me. And it just said, to love yourself and don't expect anyone to love you more than yourself and God. Thank you, Elmwood Park. Thank you to my support system. Thank you to my colleagues. Wish you all the best. and I hope that we can be better going forward. Thank you.
Mayor, can I make a quick comment? I don't want to digress, but can I have the floor? I just want to point out one thing. My understanding is the role of police chaplain is a position the borough, this council created via ordinance. It's a borough official. So I will caution my colleagues on the council from directly attacking borough officials of ours in a public meeting. They have rights, and your words, even two of them, can cost this town a lot of money. So it's like the same thing's happening all over again, just in a very different context. But like your words and your actions, please consider them, because people have rights. They have rights, whether they make $1 million a year or whether they're a borough official that does something as a volunteer. They have rights. So please think before you speak and think before you act. Thank you.
Well, let me say first, I'd like to congratulate the winner of the election, Ms. Sheridan. Obviously your work during the first 4 years paid off. The people seen that, and they chose to have you back again, so welcome back. Terry is a very hard worker. No matter what she gets involved in, she doesn't come up for air. That's one of her qualities, and it's going to be nice to have you aboard. Tanisha, as far as what happened in the election with you, and I tell you this story all the time, and I've even said it to some folks that are out there, and they're probably going to say, here we go again. But I've been in 10 elections, and I've lost 3, and it hurts. It hurt me tremendously to where I didn't get over it for like 30 days. But then you get over it, and you say to yourself, well, I'm enjoying this. The people wanted me there. Maybe I got to do this again, take another shot at it. I'll say one thing about you, that when you dig into something, you dig in well. You don't come up for air either. You stay focused and you bring it to fruition. And I've seen that you've done that over and over and over the 4 years, and I salute you for that. And I wish you the best of luck no matter what happens, where you're going. But I know if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't be leaving politics so soon. Okay, with that, I'm going to conclude the council comments, and we'll move along. May I have a motion to open the floor to the public?
Second.
Anyone from the public here to speak? You had your hand up before. We'll go with you first. Come on up, John. Any subject whatsoever.
Well, every year there are so many people to thank, and I don't want to leave out anyone, so I have a list here of all the people that have helped, not with just the Board of Health and for the event, and I'll go through them really quickly. Mayor Coletti, Chief Foligno, Councilwoman and Board of Health Council Liaison Pellegrin, Tanisha Dennis, Teresa Sheridan, Pamela Troisi, Sandy Balistreri, Daniel Golobec, Francesco Fasolo, Assemblywoman Siobhan DeSumter, Commissioners Jermaine Ortiz, Mary J. Amorosa, Rafael Marte, and all the incredible assistants, schedules, and chiefs of staff, Sheriff Anthony Curitin, and Patterson, New Jersey Mayor Andre Said. All of our Board of Health members, Lucia Intrieri, Jeanette Randazzo, Clarissa Proctor, Doris Wechtler, Lori Spadero, Juliana Golombesky, and Secretary Shanae Morris. Everyone involved in the Residents and Assistance Program, Angela Fava, Dion, and all the incredible volunteers, EP Finance Department, Dale Fava and the Recreation Department, Joan and the EP DPW, EP Fire Department, EP Police, EP Ambulance, Bergen County Prosecutor's Office, Clerk's Office, Sheriff's Office, Senior Services, Social Services, Health Department, Martha Sujek, Fonda Diamond Levine, Division of Veterans Affairs, Richard Dow, all the participating hospitals, the Valley Hospital, Valley Medical Group, Bergen Newbridge, and Bergen County Department of Health Services for providing the vaccinations, Diane Blomberg Stern and the Senior Resource Group of New Jersey, Ed and Serena Valenzuela, Dan Troisi, Pete Pellegrin, Eric and Lori Siamson, Jennifer Randazzo, Jeannie Freitag, Jennifer Randazzo, Michael Wilkie, Amy Krulwitz, American Legion Post number 147, Frank Doc Shoup, VFW Post 281, Yahira Padilla, EP Girl Scouts, Sound Surge, Raphael and the Antreri family, Eric Memi, Joe and the two Joes from American Cruisers, the Spravero family, Humane Society of Bergen County and their cat adoption, Al Dente Restaurant, Avante Hair Salon, Amy's Royal Treatment, Birchwood Deli, Blue 42, Casa Nostra Restaurant in Caldwell, Cyril's Hair Salon, Conti's Funeral Home, Craftsman Restaurant in Fairlawn, D&N Deli, Eat Italia, Elmo Park Diner, Fairlawn Diner, Finest Cuts Barbershop, Four Seasons in Elmo Park, Francesca's Elmo Park, the Antreri family, JM Barber Lounge, Justin's Restaurant in Hawthorne, Marie's Bakery Saddlebrook, McCrumb's Bakery in Elmwood Park, Mike's Auto, Mykonos Restaurant, My Preferred Organizer, New York and New Jersey Giants, New York and Jersey Jets, Parkway Diner, Payless Liquor and Deli, Roaming Car Wash, Saddlebrook Diner, ShopRite and Sierra in Elmwood Park, Studio D Hair Salon, Taste of Italia, Tiramisu Restaurant, Toasted in Elmwood Park, Vicarios, Vilma's Nail Salon and Spa Salon, Vito's Pizzeria, and Entertainment, Renee Marie Testa Adams, Language of Love, Bob Kern, and guest singer Marley McKenzie. So
John.
thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. And if I forgot anybody, please forgive me.
John, the only person you missed was Ronald Reagan in there. Ronald Reagan on that list. Very comprehensive and very precise, and letting your people know that you appreciate them is a great thing. Yes, sir. Your name and where you're from, please. Address.
Jeff Carter, President, Bergen County NAACP. I rise. I was here at the last meeting. First of all, I want to congratulate you, Councilwoman Dennis, on your term. I was here, called here a couple of months ago because of the incident. I won't go into it, and the mayor has said it's under legal review. We are watching it. We are going to make sure that it is handled right, and if it is not, we will handle that. On behalf of our almost 900 members, they are in full support of Ms. Dennis and in full support that racism will not exist in Elmwood Park, in Bergen County, and anywhere. And as Ms. Dennis said, if you're not standing up for justice, you're complicit. When you're complicit, you're saying what happens is okay. We will not let that happen. We will not let that continue to happen. And whether we have to take legal action, whatever we have to do, we will make sure that racism in Elmwood Park is eradicated.
Sir, let me say this. Let me say this at this point. This council, over the years, this BA and myself have worked very hard to make sure that we don't get a label of being racist. You look at this dais here, it's integrated. You look at our police force, it's integrated. You look all throughout the town, our organizations, it's integrated. So that stigma does not apply to this town. We got an incident here that we have to work through, and we will work through and come up with the right solution. Yes, ma'am. I don't know what you said.
It looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck.
Yeah, okay. And we're talking about insulting, and you make a statement like that, that's not really beneficial here to this whole scenario. We want to get to the truth, the bottom of it, and get it resolved. Yes, ma'am.
Hello. My name is Stephanie Gutierrez. I'm a part of the Youth and Council of the NAACP. I'm also a waitress at the Parkway Diner at Elmwood Park, so I meet a lot of you guys around here. So, like I said, I am a student. I'm studying social work right now at William Patterson University, and as a part of the Youth Council of the NAACP, I have found such honor and privilege to use my voice and to be able to fight for justice and equality for all. I just want to say that it's very beautiful to be a part of Jersey. as well as, I will be very honest, I've experienced racism as well. The other day, I was met with someone who's mentioned my people are illegals and aliens, and we actually had a beautiful conversation where I said, as a social worker, as a future social worker, I use the terminology of undocumented immigrants or people who come across the border, and due to her being honest saying that on the news it's aliens and illegals, she didn't know it was an alternative adjective or noun, to be specific. So I have no problem with hearing racism as long as accountability is taken account for and we're able to grow and have a conversation. I believe that this dispute could definitely be regarded just by the two of you, but I know that due to the circumstances, it's gone further. And it's very upsetting to see, as a youth, this still continuing in adulthood. So that's what I like to say, and I just hope all is well. I don't wish anyone bad, and I just wish this dispute can end in the best way possible, but with the truth that comes out. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Your name and address, please.
My name is Edith Connor, and I live at 40 Franklin Road, Teaneck, New Jersey. I am a registered nurse. I've been one for the last 40 years. I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, and not the harbor, but the actual Baltimore, Maryland, because I am that age. If a person feels something, we can feel what we feel, and that's for everybody. So if a person says that they feel that they've been victimized and they feel racism, it's worth a conversation, simply because our feelings are our feelings, and it's worth a conversation. As a registered nurse, in the position that I'm in, I felt it. It has happened to me. And if I were to address it every single time, it would be problematic. Sometimes it needs to be addressed. The beauty of that is, with that freedom of speech and people communicating, things can be resolved. So not to support someone when you hear and know that something has been done to the person wrong, doesn't mean it's going to go away. You have a council member who feels that way. And everyone seems to be all right with the fact that it happened, it shouldn't have, but we know that it did. You cannot take her feelings away. You really can't.
No, you can't.
And to bring it up and to call out names, which was done, and it was done again today, you can't sit here and act like, okay, well, because both sides, it's a problem. And it should be talked about, it should be supported from both sides. So that's what I have to say. You're right. I've worked in Patterson for 8 years when I first became a nurse at the Barnett Hospital, for those of you old enough to know about the Barnett. So I just say that there's problems all over. But to sit here as a council and act like it's okay, and now she's not going to be here anymore, so she'll be quiet. She still has feelings. And then to make it seem like she has caused a problem and be allowed to call her out, it was done to her again tonight, called out. And then all these things said about her causing problems as if she has been a problem. And then we're sitting here like that's okay. Fair is fair, right is right, and wrong is wrong. And that's what she said here and she said. So I'm going to just say, let us all pray. Let's try to pull together on a realistic, make it better. Not sit here and act like everything is okay. Let's get the elephant out of the room. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Yes, ma'am. We'll need your name and address, serial number.
You know I'm a felon.
In the mic, please, Gladys.
All right, Gladys Griskowitz, Elmwood Park, New Jersey. I've been made aware of Councilwoman Trozy being accused of making a racist comment on Facebook by Felicia. By Felicia is an English slang phrase. By definition, it is saying goodbye to someone or something that is unimportant or no longer wanted in someone's life. It is not a racist slur. I do not believe Councilman Trozy used this phrase in a racist manner against Tanisha Dennis. If you look up by Felicia, it was a phrase used in a movie Friday to dismiss a woman who was annoying and a mooch. It was also used in the song Juicy by Notorious Big. By Felicia has been used in memes for decades, but now it's racist according to Councilwoman Tanisha and some Democrats. Councilwoman Tanisha's allegations are just pure speculation and contains insufficient evidence of racism by Councilman Trozy. You could read in case law that I have provided here today, in California, Wanda Albitron versus Cal Fire and D.D. Garcia, that by Felicia is not a racist slur and was thrown out by a judge for this reason. In my opinion, we have some high-profile Democrats abusing their power by trying to exact revenge against a Republican councilwoman because of the loss of Tanisha Dennis's seat. This is nothing more than sour grapes. Why did this false statement of racism, allegedly, we don't even know this, make it to the prosecutor's desk when more serious complaints against council members and employees didn't get so much as a phone call or a letter back, and I have proof of this. I can only hope the actions of a few disgruntled actors will trigger an investigation into their own behavior. And I have all this documentation if anyone wants to see it, case law by Felicia, but to have the Elmwood Park Police Department's chaplain come up to the podium and accuse Trozy of being a racist and disgusting is reason for her dismissal. The chaplain knows her job description, and her unfounded accusations of racism are not a part of her job description. Very shameful for someone who's supposed to bring the community together. She took the same oath as the Elmwood Park police officers, and she was supposed to abide by that. You don't come out and call anyone racist. She should have met with Trozy, but she didn't. So here I say again, it was thrown out of court as being a racial slur, and here is the court. Here is the court case. So, you know, Trozy said what she had to say to Dennis, but you're saying that Daniel, that, oh, well, you have to be very careful what you say. Well, where's the transparency then? You know, she had an opportunity to speak, and so did Dennis. So I don't understand where you come in and say something like that.
Because I'm entitled to speak as any other council member.
Right, and so is she.
I did not say that she is not allowed to say that. I choose my words.
You said she could be sued.
I choose my words carefully, and I think it's a fair point to throw out that we, as elected officials up here, should be careful about the words we say about our employees. That employee is also a resident. Her rights are a little different behind the podium because you do not waive your rights to speak.
No,
right?
no,
But the rights, her rights, our obligation towards our employees never ends. It's two different things. You're trying to like lump them all together, but it's fair to say anyone up here that would call out someone who is a borough official or an employee, whatever, I would say the same thing because it's not smart.
But that's what you're supposed to do. When you take a position as a political elected official, you are supposed to accept blowback, and that's what it is. It's blowback, and you know everyone is so sensitive to every little thing. If you call someone this, back in my day when I was dating my husband, they're like, "Oh, you're dating a Polak." I didn't run out and say, "Oh my God, I got to call the ACLU." It's just ridiculous. Tank tops, they will call guinea teas. No one freaked out. To be sitting up here, you have to get a thicker skin, okay?
It's amazing how you can use a slur in a quote, and it's okay. Like, what's next, right? Let's say someone up here calls someone in the LGBTQ community the F word. Are they going to come up here and say, well, it means bundle of sticks in the dictionary? I mean, you people are doing gymnastics to make this stuff okay. And the bottom line is, none of this stuff should be happening. It just shouldn't be. It's a distraction to the business.
You know what?
That's the
Again.
Racism, not racism. I'm not the judge of that. But why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Like you're
But why are we
saying
doing this?
that this has to be settled. Where is the proof that she even made a racist comment?
Okay, so it's my turn.
Because by Felicia is not a racist comment.
So
you're saying she didn't post it now? Now we're going
I'm
to
not
like
saying she didn't post it. Listen to what I just said.
So I would like to speak just because you called me out by name. So a few things here. One, I believe, and this is just, I'm going to start from the bottom up. I believe that Councilwoman Troisi knew what she did was wrong when she went online and attempted to change the caption 5 times after we had the conversation, okay? I believe that she realized what she did was wrong, but then she decided, with I have proof too, to leave it the way that it was. Then she removed it and left it up there for everyone else to spew and to share, okay? So that was first. Second, I'm going to be honest, I'm having a real time listening to you specifically come up here and talk about racism when you are a convicted resident of the same crime. So I don't think that you're in a position to tell me, excuse me,
You're calling me a racist?
I let you speak.
I'm
I
not a
let you
racist.
speak. I mean, I know you hide under a different name on the internet, Ms. Gigi. However,
No,
you
I'm
were
not hiding, honey.
you had to leave the Board of Education for making racist comments against Muslims. Don't do that.
No.
That's already proven.
I'm glad you
That's
said that.
done. But hold on.
You're wrong.
I allowed you to speak. I
never
allowed you to
made
speak.
a
I don't
racist
think that,
comment
I don't
against
believe that
Muslims.
you're in any
I
position
did not
to
have
sit
to
here and tell me if
No,
I'm right or
If-
wrong. You're
if
coming
these
up here
chambers
again.
don't come
I gave
into
you an
order,
opportunity.
You're
I'm
wrong.
gonna,
Excuse me.
I'm
I
gonna
gave you an
ask, I'm gonna
opportunity.
close this meeting down. It took us millions of years to get to where we are now as human beings, and let's not regress.
And don't let her
Let's,
call me a racist.
wait, you let
I
me,
said
let me
you've been
finish
convicted of
speaking. Let me finish speaking.
It's okay for you
There's
to
a-
fight
there-
racism, but I can't.
Gladys,
Hold on.
let me finish
No,
speaking.
you know what?
There's
You
a
may
way
not-
of getting our points
I'm
across.
trying to get my point across. Do
I-
not
I
call
was in the
me
middle of
a
speaking.
racist.
I'm in the middle of speaking.
I don't care.
And excuse me. Excuse me.
You don't call me
You
a
don't.
racist.
I didn't call you a racist. I
Yes,
said
you
you
did.
have been convicted of the
I
same
was
behavior.
not convicted of
You went
anything.
ahead.
What are
excuse
you
me.
talking about?
Excuse me.
Oh,
I
you
allowed
wanna
you an
double down on
opportunity.
that?
I allowed you an opportunity. If you want me to share what you
don't
choose
share,
to
'cause you're
forget and
talking
hide
lies.
behind, I will
You're
do that.
talking
But you don't get to
lies.
make comments.
Lies,
You don't
lies.
get. You don't get
I'm
to come up
calling
here.
for a recess at this moment.
You are a liar.
No, you're just
You're a
upset
liar.
that I brought it up
No.
to everybody,
You
and
know
you know
what?
you can't hide behind it, Gladys.
At this time, we're
Gigi
gonna have a
Hayes
5-minute
is the Gladys
recess.
that
Can I have a
made
motion?
comments against Muslims, and they had to get off the board of
Thank
ed.
you.
Right or wrong?
All in
Right
favor
or
for
wrong?
the
Right
recess,
or wrong?
please?
You
Aye.
came here to approach
Okay,
me,
thank
so
you.
I'm not going to sit
We'll
here
be
and let
back.
you get away with the nonsense.
Recess,
Where are we
recess.
Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Did you not get off the board?
Okay, I would like to re-establish a quorum for the December 19th Elmwood Park Mayor and Council regular meeting. On roll call, we still have Council members Dennis. Here. Fasolo.
Here.
Golovic. Here. Pellegrin. Here. Troisi.
Here.
Council President Sheridan.
Here.
Mayor Coletti.
Here.
We have reestablished a quorum, and right now we are at our public portion of the meeting, where it was motioned by Councilwoman Pellegrin and second by Councilman Golovic. The next public speaker can come up.
Okay, we're back. And let me say that if we have a reoccurrence of what we just saw here, you'll be forcing me to adjourn this meeting. So let's remain civil and respectful to each other. Yes, dear. Your name and address, please.
My name is Karen Wright Moore. I'm a Bergen County resident. This is absolutely the antithesis of what I expected to see here tonight. I expected to come and support Ms. Dennis as she conducted her last session of business for the Elmwood Park Borough. But I have to address some of the things that I've heard, not only from the council, but also from the public. As a people, we have come a long way. And we often talk about how long it will take us for people to recognize that it is less about what you say and more about how you respond when people call you on what you say. And I would also say that as adults, we must recognize that we are the leaders. Our children are watching. We are teaching this behavior over and over and over again. I would also say to the public, there is the borough attorney here. There is information we understand from the district attorney's office. I don't know that any of us are attorneys. I am certainly not an attorney, but please don't come to this podium and talk about proof of what is or is not offensive to any person. Ms. Triosi, I understand you have feelings. Ms. Dennis has feelings. We all have feelings. And as an adult and as a woman, if I say to you that something is offensive to me, you have two choices. You say, I'm sorry I offended you, that was not my intent, or you say, that was my intent, and I don't care. One or the other. I would caution us all to calm down, to be respectful of each other, and to recognize that we are all human beings, as you so aptly pointed out, Mr. Mayor, but some of us don't often feel like human beings when this becomes the outcome of supporting our council person and our friend and our colleague and our family member. So please know that the faces that you see in this audience didn't come here to challenge this council or to give you any name other than the borough of Elmwood Park. We came here to support our councilwoman as she conducted the business that she needed to conduct and left gracefully. She lost the election. We all lost elections this year, whether you're Republican or Democrat. And let me tell you something. I never once sat in this audience and tried to pick out who was a Republican and who was a Democrat, because we're all human beings. And the fact that there are Democrats who lost an election, Republicans who lost an election, this has been a tough year. But to come to the podium and reinsert that venom is absolutely unacceptable to me, and it should be unacceptable to you, Mr. Mayor, and to the council at large. Thank you.
Thank you. Your name and address, please.
Martha Hayes, Elmwood Park. So I just want to say just a few things. You know, social media to me is like a double-edged sword. There is good and there is bad. I work as a project manager, and I work with international people as well as people in the United States. And I've come to learn that social media, emails, people read things differently. One person reads things as a positive, someone reads things as a negative. You may not mean what you're saying in that particular post or email, but it has a significant impact on the person or persons that are reading it. What I think here is that, and from my understanding, is that this has been going on since November. And people have been coming, people have been voicing their concerns. In my type of work, we call people together, we get both parties together, and we discuss it. This needs some kind of committee. It needs some kind of person that can remediate the issue and have everybody have their say. Coming here and yelling, coming and accusing people of being racist or being charged with a racist act is not the way to solve a problem. People have to be active listeners. That means that you're engaged. You're listening to that person is saying, and you're digesting it and understanding that every side has a different feeling. Every side has a different culture. We all raise differently. But one thing is for sure is that we're human beings. We're not animals. And so we should be able to take those words, we should be able to work together, and we should be able to come to a common good for everyone. And I don't see it happening here. And it is regrettable, and I feel sorrow for everyone in this room that you have to be subject to it. But this board needs to do more. We need to get someone in that can listen and remediate and have these parties come together instead of every month they come up and they repeat the same thing and there's no resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else care to speak? Name, rank, and serial number.
Dan Bryzak, 31 Elmer Drive. At last month's council meeting, I sat quietly and watched person after person stand up and disparage my wife, dragging her name and her reputation through the mud, despite how unbelievably wrong they were. I did this because I believe strongly in the First Amendment. It's not just there so people can speak their mind about things they agree with. In fact, it's specifically there so that people can speak their mind about things that others may strongly disagree with, whether here in a council meeting or online on a social media platform. Now it's my turn. For those of you who assume you know her, her intentions, and her mindset, let me set the record straight. You don't. Last month, Councilwoman Dennis recited a litany of her accomplishments that she was proud to share with the public, to which I say, good for you. You should be proud. You had every right to share this with those in attendance. You clearly felt that it was important that people who didn't know you should know your background before making any judgments about you. But then you proceeded to assume you knew my wife, without knowing anything about her background or her list of accomplishments, essentially doing to her exactly what you didn't want done to you. Now, my wife, I know she wouldn't brag on herself. That's not her way. She does what she does quietly behind the scenes. She does this simply because it's the right thing to do. Not for any accolades or a pat on the back, it's called integrity. But you wouldn't know that about her because none of you bothered to dig a little deeper or at all. You just took a statement, a meme, a GIF, and decided what's the absolute worst way this can possibly be interpreted, and then you automatically applied it to her because she couldn't possibly have meant it any other way. Well, let me enlighten you all about how terrible she actually is. Just like Councilwoman Dennis, she too is a daughter, a sister, a wife, an aunt, and a mother. However, she's also a grandmother. This is because about 30 years ago when she was in her 20s, a time when most young adults are all about having a good time, she was helping take care of 2 young children whose mother was having difficulty with drugs and alcohol, a single widowed mother who was at times homeless with her children in tow. At first, Pam would help by babysitting these kids. Ultimately, one was placed in a foster home. The other, home couldn't be found. She was eventually placed with us and stayed as a foster daughter for over 8 years. This was due to Pam's relentless efforts on this little girl's behalf. You all know her. She's Nicole, the young lady whose daughter Jacqueline, the safe sleep boxes are named after. She's still in our lives. She still calls Pam mom, and her daughter Brianna calls her grandma. And for the record, while I find it ridiculous to have to say this, she's Puerto Rican. But that never mattered, because you see, Pam doesn't see color or ethnicity. She sees people and what's inside them, good or bad. And in this instance, she just saw a little girl who was in need. We also have had a number of other people stay with us over the years, single moms with their babies while they got their lives back together and back on their feet, and even a young gentleman who eventually became our son-in-law. Additionally, and I'll try and make this brief, although as you'll see, it's not by any means a short list, here are a few other things this terrible woman has done over the course of her adult life and more recently for the town she grew up in and loves. As previously stated, she's a foster parent and grandparent for over 30 years. She's a volunteer for START, Save the Animal Rescue Team. She's a passionate animal lover and caregiver, having fostered, housed, and cared for countless animals, including having over 27 pets of her own throughout the years and counting. She is currently a Bergen County Committee EP District 3 elected official. She's past secretary and club member of the year in 2021 for the Elmwood Park Republican Club. For the Elks Elmwood Park Patterson Lodge 60, she is a past Interguard Committee Chair for Drug Awareness and Elk of the Year for 2023. She is currently the Lecturing Knight, Committee Chair for Youth Activities, and she helped secure a $10,000 grant for the Safe Sleep Project to help prevent SIDS in newborns. She's a Cribs for Kids Sleep Ambassador and gives talks to various organizations. She's a past secretary and currently a member of the EP Homeowner Association. She's a current member of the EP Historical Society and Involved Citizens Club. She's a past Library Committee mayoral liaison. She's a blood donor, has been her entire adult life, including driving straight to the blood bank on 9/11. She's a councilwoman. She's an Elmwood Park Fire Department Ladies Auxiliary member. She's an Elmwood Park Girls Softball League sponsor, coach, and newly selected president. She's a 30-plus year parishioner of St. Anne's Roman Catholic Church, and she recently retired Fujifilm as a product manager with over 35 years of service. So don't presume to know who she is or how she interpreted or meant a silly little post that you've all blown up. This is your interpretation of it, not hers. A post, by the way, that was only on her private personal page until it was shared by Councilwoman Dennis and a number of her friends and supporters. And for the record, it was never shared by any of Pam's friends or family. I can only imagine that this was done just to, you know what, I'm not even going to read that part. Additionally, Councilman Golombek, in your follow-up curse-filled rant at last month's meeting, you implied that the resolution the Democrats insisted on passing 2 years ago, denouncing her simply because she started a Facebook group that allowed, God forbid, free speech, was race-based as well. I reviewed the resolution. There's nothing race-related about it. She never made a comment, and the comment that was made was not race-related at all. So she is not who you all pretend or want her to be, despite your overwhelming efforts. She's a caring, loving, passionate resident of Elmwood Park, my wife, and your councilwoman, and you're all lucky to have her. Thank you.
Thank you. Your name and address, please?
Hi, my name is Lisa Troisi. I live at 135 Franklin Street. And I just want to say, you're saying that I shared the post when you're the one that shared it on that page with over 10,000 people. No, 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 I'm speaking, Tanisha. I mean, I'm speaking. But you know what? I'm not going to speak anymore because she will not allow me. But I just said.
If you, all right, thank you. Thank you. All right. Anybody else care to speak? Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Your name and
My name is Ava.
and
Ava
your
Dennis.
and your address? You can give it to
I'm
me.
in
Don't worry.
Elmwood Park, 122 Holman Drive.
Thank you.
This is my first and last chance to speak, so I'd like to share something that has been on my mind lately. The woman you all call Councilwoman Dennis is who I call Mom. Many people believe that she has only been helping this community since November 2021 when she was elected. However, I know that she has been helping this community since 2013 as GHSA president, when I was in kindergarten at Gilbert Avenue Elementary School. She was elected to this council when I was in 8th grade, and now I am a junior in high school. She has divided her time throughout the last 4 years to service this community on a council level. I've attended many of the meetings since she got elected. This last year and a half, attending meetings has been much more difficult, as I've heard more hate than I've ever heard in my entire life. I have been watching what people say about my mom on social media for the last year. It saddens me to see how the representatives of the community that I'm supposed to call home can spew so much hate. While I am happy that I can reclaim her time, I am sad to see how my mom is being sent off. I hope that in the future, my family and I will be represented by people who do not care for our skin tone, but by people who care for our well-being and as residents of Elmwood Park, New Jersey. I hope everyone enjoys their holidays.
Thank you, dear. Anyone else? Yes, sir. Name, rank, and serial number.
Good evening, Council. My name is Rashid Goins. I'm the third Vice President for the Bergen County NAACP. I'm also the incoming first Vice President, starting January 1st. And thank you for your service, Councilwoman Dennis. And, you know, I wish you the best in your future endeavors. But I just want to make a couple of things clear. The NAACP fights injustice anywhere. We are nonpartisan. And we will fight injustice anywhere. We will fight for you, no matter what color you are, if you feel slighted, whatever that may be. When somebody says they feel slighted, we come out to support. On my second note, I've heard a lot of comments in the back about being bullies and stuff like that. That's not what we hear. In fact, the reason why I'm sitting in the position I am is because I reach across all aisles. And I like to make it very clear that this issue could have been solved. We have got to look in each of our hearts, Democrat, Republican, white, black, we have got to be role models for our kids. We've got to do the right thing. We can't, this is taking up all of your meeting. Elmwood Park has a lot more business to do to serve the community. And yet we sit here and go back and forth with nonsense. Nonsense. If someone tells you they feel a way about something, have a conversation. Mayor, I don't know you, but I can be very clear that you probably know me going forward, okay? Because in this county, we lead in New Jersey, and we will not lead by discrimination. We will lead by reaching across the aisle, making allies, and making sure that everyone respects each other. And so I task you here tonight, no matter your political affiliation, no matter your race, to look within yourself and make sure that you're making the best decisions for your children, for our children, for the community, because that's what matters. We got to do better. Elmwood Park, you have to do better. That's it.
Anyone else scared to speak?
Doris Wetchler, 124 Phillip Avenue. I was born and raised in this town, East Patterson. I lived here all my whole life. My children was raised here, I was married here, and everything else. I have donated my time for 42 years. Danny, 42 or 43, you're counting, you keep on counting for me. I've never in my lifetime ever had anybody racist. I've sat on this board, I sat on many boards, where somebody would have an objection of what color your skin was. This town is raised on residents, people of Elmwood Park. We're a family in this town. We always were, and we always will be. Doesn't matter what color you are, or what your skin is, what your religion is, what you believe in. Elmwood Park is a family town. Everybody helps everybody out. You can go next door, you go across the street to neighbors. Neighbors will help you. This is what our town is brought on. This is what we were brought up to. Everybody that lived here, I'm here 78 years. So, and I gave up 43 years of it working with this town. Ambulance Corps, police, on the council, Board of Education, the library, Cub Scouts, baseball, and everything else. But for this to go on this long, it's horrible. It's horrible for our children and my grandchildren. So I think we all need to say a little prayer tonight for everybody to get along and have this matter settled, because you know what, we can't handle this. This town doesn't need it. This town is a loving town. Everybody loves each other here, and everybody helps each other here. So this is what my promise is and my deed for Christmas. Please, everybody try to get along, because you know what, without everybody here, we don't have a town no more. We don't have a family here no more. It's a shame. I like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and a healthy.
Same to you, Doris. Yes. Anyone else care to speak? If not, I'll close the public portion. Let me just say this for those of you that don't know exactly where the council, mayor and council stand on this issue. Right now, it's being investigated by the DA in Bergen County. That's the first place we went in order to make it an independent situation, fair to everybody, get it out of the council's hands. You wouldn't want this council adjudicating on this issue. You'd want an outside entity, and that's what we're waiting on. And I do want to say one more time that this town is not a racial town. If anything, it's the opposite. We got an isolated situation here, and we shouldn't treat the whole town with a negative stigma like that. It's unfair. It really is unfair. Merry Christmas to everybody and Happy New Year. May I have a motion to adjourn?